So I think you guys deserve a little update, and I want to make this as simple as possible because there's going to be deeper trainings on this, as I keep mentioning. But this ties in perfectly with the same DM structure that we already have, except I've made it a lot easier because we are not going for... I forgot to pull this tab up. The old way was doing all this stuff, kind of message in the beginning, going back and forth, we may say one or two questions and then going through this DM flow and then messaging people and then again back to them and using the GPT again and then sending the video until I was doing this and I was like, why am I doing this? Why don't I stick to my roots, which is building funnels and doing that job very, very well? But now with AI, this job becomes a lot easier and I can create hyper-personalized messaging for every single prospect. Now, let me explain what that means in English. So when we go out and message people the same way, I'm going to go ahead and do this right now with a direct mode in this case. It was a new feature I've added. Plus 5.1 makes this even better because it's a lot more conversational. When GPT wakes up, I'm going to paste this in here. All right, so I woke up. Usual stuff. We paste the message exactly the same as before. It's going to go ahead and do the messages. I'm adding this stuff in, but it's not necessary. The message is a bit longer. So the usual process, this is just a whole lot better. Map a first right angle, blah, 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 blah. And then what we do in direct step, as soon as they say yes, we just send them a private page. Now what this private page, the whole point of this is to send them a personalized message to that lead. And this is something we'll do in the background. But everybody gets a custom landing page with their name, their offer embedded. So this is one I made myself. And you can see, not for me. Yes, I'm ready to show this. So this takes everything that we had to explain and every video we had to send and copy we had to send, which there's not enough space in LinkedIn to send all this information. I'd rather have AI run through this and rewrite this funnel specifically for each person, even specifically do the math for them based on their own numbers, their own FAQs, send the videos that we would manually send anyways, go ahead, let them fill out the form where we get an automatic notification, which will be linked to you because every page that you design will be linked to your form. Okay, it won't say your name here, but internally in the background, I know this is your form, which means it'll be tracked to you. And you can get a high commission for this. From 20 to 50 bucks. I have a scale, so the more GPTs you submit or get clients to submit, the higher the commission will be, up to $50. $50 per form submission. Now that stacks up pretty nicely, especially if you can get to 10 free giveaways. Literally, this is a free giveaway that we're sending to clients with massive value. And you're going to see this in the video. So this is stuff we do. What I have now going on is an automation, which you don't need to know. I'll show you just a little sneak peek of what I've been working on, is where it takes the design of their branding, their website, creates that, scans it, and then feeds it into a 40-page prompt to then rewrite the copy, redesign the page, all through Lovable in this case. So you can see the prompt is pretty big because I feed it all the copy that I would write personally, which would be what we would normally send, and then it will create a custom landing page for people. And these pages look a little bit different, so let me refresh it. See, I'll give you the full. So the video is the same, sometimes they look a bit different, but you can see the copy is entirely different to each person. Depends if it's a SaaS or a coaching client or an executive, or in this case what we do for clients is we do the same process. The product is the message. What the clients experience, and I've said this time and time again, is they're experiencing the same thing that they are about to buy. So I go ahead and I take all these prompts and reverse and engineer it for the clients who pay up. So in this case, this is for a gold investment opportunity. And you can see how it creates totally different landing pages per different business. One is for debt protection. One is for more of an ex-mining executive. One is for a real estate syndicator. So you can see totally different designs, totally different numbers. One is for like an African entrepreneur and totally different vibe. And this is the future of cold outreach, because this is the future. And as I explained in the video, you'll see when you check out one of these pages, that this is like the holy grail. This is like the best it's ever been, where you can send a super personalized message, just get someone to say yes to a private landing page that's designed for them, send the message, and have the copy written for that person so it sells them. And in our case, we just give away a free GPT. And the reason I do that instead of selling it like I used to is to deliver value really quickly. Because now I can funnel in so many freaking people. I want to push in 10, 20, 30 people a day into this. And it's really easy for you to do because AI does literally 99% of the work. All you do is copy and paste and fill out a form. So in this case, once the client responds with a yes, I don't have the form on me now. Yeah, there we go. You just simply go in, you put their name, their LinkedIn, you data dump, which is what I did with the LinkedIn message, the current conversation. So you just copy and paste the conversation you had, a screenshot of their business or profile. You click this button, and then the page is created, the GPT is created, everything is done for you. You don't need to mess around with prompts. I'm just showing you what I've been working on. All you focus on is sending the message via GPT, just like before. There's very little follow-up because most of them are going to say yes to a free private landing page. And then you just submit this, which means it's all tracked to you. And that means that lead is tracked to you. That means the commissions are fully tracked. You don't need to message Christine or Angela. Hey, by the way, is this link ready? Hey, this is the lead that replied back to us. It's all just so much better than what it was before. Making sense? Cool. And yeah, the clients just get their own custom landing page with the offer pre-filled. So in this case, for Anna, it's totally different. It's written for a coach in the Alliance spiritual space, but similar style. Is a 2-page funnel, and then she can go ahead and request her GPT. Boom, and that's all tracked to you. So that's what I've been working on in the background. This is a lot smoother. I've just ironed out a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of prompting on the back end because as I create this for clients, of course, I don't want to be stuck working with all the client stuff. So if this stuff you like and enjoy, the prompting, hit me up because you might be really interested in helping me out with the support team side, or we build this out for clients. And I'm building out and recording brand new trainings on how I do all this stuff, how I created the prompts, how I think, how I create these digital real estate assets. And that's something you can potentially help me with. All of this in the background is run with NAN. So the stuff we'll be doing with the developer to kind of get this stuff going. So instead of copy and pasting prompts, like I said, you submit the form and all the stuff happens in the background. All the prompts I showed you is all automatically done. It just spits out a link. And then we're ready to go and we're ready to follow up. So that's specifically for the SWAT team. It's just like we did with the voice simulations, but instead of a voice simulation link, we send a private landing page, which actually reveals the entire offer. That means, and as I say in these original videos, like there's no yes, there's no maybes, there's either a no or yes. We're getting very clear decision from a client, but it's so hyper customized that, I mean, they'll be honestly pretty stupid to say no. Pretty stupid, in my opinion, because there's no better way to outreach to someone on this scale, because this is as personalized as possible without a phone call, yet super scalable, because there's no limit to send us 10, 20, 30 of these pages to people, and that's all we do. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And for that, you'll be paid, of course, for sending messages as well as the commission on the form. And because this funnel is much better and the offer is much better, I can pay a lot more on the form submit compared to like the usual $20, $25. This goes up to like $50 for someone requesting a free GPT. So there's nothing to sell. You're giving away a free AI tool that they can use in their business within 24 hours. So the hook is super sexy. And of course, when I sell them a $1,000 cashback challenge, where they put down $1,000, and if they get results, they get that money back. Now, if you're wondering how do I get my money, how do we make money, don't worry about that. I've got that handled with an upsell. All you got to focus on and be very clear on is that we're onto something massive here. Absolutely massive. That's why I spent a little bit of time making this and making sure it's right. And geez, these prompts this prompt here took me a week to write and test and make sure it's working perfectly, literally perfectly every single time now. And then have the automations ready, which still isn't ready. There's a lot of issues since the prompt is so big, it caused errors. So I have to move this onto a self-hosted platform. Again, you don't need to know the technicalities. You just need to know I'm pretty damn close now. Very, very damn close. The GPT is a lot better. The messages are better. and this requires absolutely minimal follow-up, maybe after the page if they haven't seen it or not, but that's about it. We're taking everything we used to do with all this convoluted, confusing process here, put it into a funnel, and it's just simple. We send it out, we give away massive free value up front, and just sell. I get the best leads. You just focus on building your network, content, commenting, stuff like that, which I cover in the 4C method if you watch those videos. And that's how we're going to resume this project. So I haven't disappeared. I never disappear. I don't give up. This is my baby. And I'm just really looking forward to the next phase, because it's just going to be a lot more peaceful, a lot easier, a lot more fun. And of course, there's the dashboard, which is what I want to tie into. Let's see if this is the right app. Yep. Where this is heading is now I'm going to connect you with the clients so you can go ahead and send messages for them as well as for me. But, I'm the priority, of course, since I want to grow this business. But any free time you might have or whatever, I can hook you up with different clients, and you can get a deal on their offers as well, because we're doing the exact same thing for clients. The system I just showed you is the exact same thing I sell. And that means you're already trained, and that's super valuable to the client, because that means you can jump on, you can start working with them automatically. I'm taking Upwork or any freelancing website and making a 2.0 version of that, where it's just not random gigs you do. It's very specific, and all the tools and all the training is provided. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that kind of justifies why I've been spending a month a little bit quiet and not very active in the group. Because when you want to build a multi-million-dollar empire, it takes a bit of time.